Yo, 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 YouTube, what's going on, man? This is your boy BG. We back at it. So it's going crazy right now with all this indictment stuff going on with these Rolling 60s Crips and these dudes out here snitching on their sales, man. I never thought I'd see a day where, OGs would be up on the internet trying to get 15 minutes of fame. But here we are. We got Bruce Rivers breaking it down. He's a criminal lawyer. He got a dope channel, man. You should check him out. And he's breaking down the whole thing, and it's crazy. I didn't know how bad it was, but I seen when Big U was turning himself in, and they snatched up Adam 22 and Loose Cannon. I'm like, I seen these dudes on No Jumper telling themselves a bunch of times, but let's check it out, see what you got going on.
In another 2022 incident, NBA players got into it with boxer AB after AB cheated a current NBA star out of 1.5 million and a former NBA All-Star out of 5 million. Henley charged the NBA players $100,000 to get their money back from AB. The current and former NBA All-Stars star players were identified as Draymond Green of the Golden State Warriors and retired NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, these are not little dollars we're talking about, and these aren't little figures that we're talking about.
Checking in is just a way of letting people know where you're at so you can get robbed.
That's fact. We know when you're getting off the plane, we know what hotel or Airbnb you're going to. You shouldn't do it at all. Come on the plane, get 2 hotel rooms, 1 for partying in, and then 1 to sleep in. And do not get no Airbnb. That's easy access. These young, they're starving.
Checking in.
What the fuck? That's good advice, and I would tell anybody to do the same thing. So I am the task master at telling everybody not to self-snitch. But this whole check-in thing is part of the control and organization that is a foray into other crimes.
Movie production in the hood. That's how we do it, young man.
Top flight, back here.
TB running this here movie set in the hood. Coming out here, checking in with TB, getting this movie done. You better know.
So how are you going to say that there's no such thing as a check-in when you're doing a self-snitching video saying that they're checking in?
Sure. Anytime you want to do movies in the hood, just check it in. We can make sure it's done. Movies, videos. But if you don't check it in,
Oh well, check your ass out.
we're gonna check you in, all right? We're gonna check in all of your equipment. We're gonna check in all of your equipment.
I think the Jewish people call it chutzpah. I mean, the chutzpah that you have, and he's laughing, because guess what? If it ain't online, it didn't happen, right? And so, I mean, that is what we have, what we call total self-snitching. So, but I mean, that's not the only one. So Big U says to Flock. That if he wants to visit the Rolling 30s territory, he has to make a donation to the hood. Big U tells him that's $1,500 if he wants to make that happen. Should we go see if we have to go there and not check in? No, I'm not fucking doing that. So we did some work on Quando Rondo in the past, and in early 2021, Big U, who is a well-known figure in Los Angeles gang culture and a former Rolling 60s Crip, probably current, spoke about Quando Rondo reaching out to him for protection after the King Von shooting in November 2020. Quando Rondo was affiliated with NBA YoungBoy's crew, was involved in the altercation where King Von was killed by Quando Rondo associate Lil Tim. Big U mentioned in an interview that Quando Rondo had contacted him for support, but only after the situation had escalated. Why the fuck would you say that on camera? I mean, this is Big U is just he likes the celebrity
The
side.
youngsters get out.
I don't know if it's a LA thing, man, or what, but I think it's because it's, Hollywood. I don't know, these dudes just like getting on TV. You see, I didn't notice he got his 357 on the table. But yeah, man, they on TV like it's on internet, just like it's a thing to do, talking about what they doing in the streets. I never seen it before. It might just be this whole thing with everybody trying to be podcasters, but you a gangster and you telling about all the bad stuff you doing is crazy to me.
And then they have to have an experience before they realize I should have checked in. You know what I mean? Or I should have called, or I should have been moving.
Here's why that check-in thing is so important to their organization. It is a steady stream of cash flow. You don't check in, I don't collect the tax.
A certain way. And so they get out, and they might be under your banner, but then they're not respecting the banner. They ain't calling you. They got your number. They know who you is, but they feel like they're bigger than the program. You got a lot of dudes, like when I was here last time, they claim my neighborhood that's in this music shit, but they don't really fuck with us until it's a problem. Then they call it. Like Quando Rondo. I just showed Envy. Like, you can't call me now. You can't call me when the fire hot. You didn't fuck with me before that. You know what I mean? You had my number.
Tell me that just doesn't sound like control. And that is what the indictment is trying to prove, and the government is trying to prove.
You could have called me.
And you know what this reminds me of? Back in the days, like, the old mob bosses and, different mobs, when they would have these people pay for protection, basically like, we gonna take care of your business and nobody's gonna mess with your business. You just gotta pay us a monthly fee. So, whether it's a liquor store or a deli or something, they would have the people that own the place basically pay them a fee to run a business in that neighborhood. And if they didn't pay it, people would come in there and wreck their shop or do whatever. And it's just like a tax. And it's kind of the same thing, man. But, different gangs, different times. So
He did all that. You know what I mean? But he was around about. But how's that fair to me?
I mean, here's the deal. If I was going into LA, into their territory, I suppose, I probably would check in just because you wouldn't want the hassle of and the repercussion of not checking in. And that's what they're designed to do. You know, it's like he forgot what he was doing was illegal. You know, I mean, and it's total self-snitching. And every one of these videos, every one of these Instagram posts, every one of these, you got to check in or it's going to get hot. You know, all that shit is going to bite him in the ass. Loose Cannon, he was, and now this episode's been deleted evidently. He was a No Jumper. He talks about the robbery of a dispensary. What gets said in the podcast ends up in the indictment. Watch this.
So basically, it's like, because he'll be like, he'll manipulate things. Like, we'll go and do something, and the same niggas we do it to show up to the house like 10 minutes later when we trying to, counting everything, right? And we be like, how the fuck they gonna get that? Oh, well, we're gonna just give them like $40,000 back and stuff like that. But because it's actually putting us in paperwork, right? And
why in the hell are you saying this? I mean, if you're so smart to rob somebody and get big money, how come you're not smart enough to keep your fucking mouth shut?
And like doing like real police shit. I seen a nigga get like 20 guns, and when he got 20 guns, he's selling them to the homies. But I'm like, why are you writing down the serial numbers? So it's like he was doing like shit like that, and I didn't catch on. So it was like, I'm waking up now. You get what I'm saying? Because
You've been asleep a long fucking time.
I'm his right hand man.
And Wack, he didn't get pulled in to the whole thing. He's still out. So I guess he didn't snitch on himself. But Loose Cannon, your boy, I'll be like, man, shut up. Like, why are you talking about a crime on TV? And y'all just thinking, oh, it's good. They just up here just recording all the stuff you saying, recording it for later. And then they got your ass.
You get what I'm saying? So when it came down to like dirt and stuff like that,
I'm his right-hand man. How do you back off of that when you're in trial?
I'm gonna get it. You get what I'm saying? And then like,
So you know why you want to get a dude back to 40, right?
Dude, I don't like it when you do things that hurt you. I mean, I just don't. But give me a break. Now listen to this. So this is from the indictment, okay? We went from that video clip now to the indictment. According to Victim 1, when Victim 1 arrived at Henley's Arlington premises, Robinson, Williams, and other robbers were there, as were the proceeds of the robbery. Inside, Henley told Victim 1, that's how you rob yourself. Henley then demanded $10,000 from Victim 1 to ensure other robberies did not occur. Henley also directed Victim 1 to identify other businesses or dispensaries that could be similarly robbed and assured Victim 1 that the Big U Enterprise would compensate him for identifying any robberies. And if you do that, you're in Dutch with them as well. Henley then provided a portion of the robbery proceeds back. Oh, by the way, you can have some of your fucking money back. But here's why this is important. Remember, we just watched that video clip?
They can rob you and then say, hey, dog, since you helped me out here, some of your money back. That's just hilarious.
Williams later admitted to this robbery and the aftermath on a podcast, on the No Jumper podcast, after stating that Williams was Henley's right-hand man. Williams explained, so basically he'll manipulate things. We'll go and do something, and then the same fellas we do it to show up at the house like 10 minutes later as we trying to count everything. We just saw that. So that wound up in the indictment. So you can't make this shit up. And you can't make it any easier for law enforcement. So central to the accusations in this indictment is the murder of a 21-year-old aspiring rapper signed to Henley's unique, UNEEK, label, a music label, Rayshawn Williams. According to court documents, the dispute escalated when Rayshawn recorded a diss track aimed at Henley, leading to an altercation that resulted in RW being shot, or Rayshawn Williams being shot, and left dead in a ditch off of Interstate 15. So you got, racketeering,
murder,
you got extortion, you got murder, you got drugs, you got all kinds of things that are endemic. So, and this is where it talks about that in the indictment. On January 20, 2021, 5 days before the murder and 3 days before Henley and Robinson drove from Los Angeles to Las Vegas, RW recorded a diss, short for disrespect, song at NLVPD, later obtained. So they got the diss track. In it, RW, Rayshawn Williams, rapped about the person who had the money, that RW would be shot in the face for thinking it's shit funny, and referenced a .38 revolver with no trace. And now this 21-year-old is fucking dead because he did this diss track. Based on
that nigga Big U going down for sure, dog. I don't know about the rest of them, but he facing life. I'm sure Loose Cannon, they gonna get something. But all these niggas is on Adam 22's No Jumper just snitching on themselves. That's crazy. Adam just letting them do it. He actually encourages them to talk about this street shit on his channel. So he getting paid off y'all misery, man. Crazy.
my knowledge of this investigation and conversation with others, I believe, this is the agent in the affidavit, in this diss song, RW was dissing Henley, referring to Henley as the bro that makes some money, and that the RW must get shot in the face, not with a shit pistol, but shot in the face with a .38, for thinking his lackadaisical use of the studio and general representation by unique music is funny. RW was shot days later in the face, apparently with a revolver, like a .38, that left no shell casings. That's one of the things that, you know, if you shoot with a automatic, semi-automatic handgun, it spits out casings. If you shoot with a revolver, it keeps them in the gun, so you don't have any casings at the crime scene. Remember, so this is a multimedia
got that
myriad of evidence.
Dirty Harry.
So you've got Henley himself stated on an intercepted call, I'm gonna use the word fella, can't no fella beef with me, fella, because if he do, I'm gonna kill him. Period. I'm gonna murder him. That is his way of saying I'm a badass.
That's stupid.
See, I'm the toughest fella, and here my body of work to prove it. So this isn't a song. This is not a song. This is, and you know, I'm the only fella still killing fellas today. You fellas retired. I didn't. They understand that. So you got him souse snitching on a phone call. So here's, you know, it's because nobody's been watching him, and that's why he hasn't gotten caught so far. But
Nah.
now you've got.
They've been watching him and just building a case. Like, let him keep on telling himself, go on. That's what they doing. Keep on. And he probably up there like, I'm good. They ain't messing with me. Nigga, they just building that case on you. You just up here just like nothing. It never occurred to him like, let me stop talking about all this shit I'm doing. But they all do it. All of them. Well, most of them. Whack 100 they ain't got him. So I ain't seen nothing on Whack yet. Knock on wood, right?
At least 1 or 2 murders. At least you've got these defrauded charities and just takes the money and puts it right in his own account. You've got defrauding the city. You've got COVID funds. You've got and the theft part of this is really a pittance compared to the other things. You know, if you're convicted on that, you can get up to 20 years because that's the statutory limit on RICO. But if you take the murders and you can prove those murders up in connection, you can get life. And in some cases, you can get the death penalty, federally speaking, of course. All I gotta tell you is we'll follow this. There's one more little tidbit in here, and that is the murder of Nipsey Hussle.
You talked about signing Nipsey. I mean, obviously, aside from being from the same area, how did that end up, happening? And you told the story a lot before, so just kind of give us a quick,
Yeah.
If he had anything to do with this whatsoever, he shouldn't be talking about it.
My nephew, TD, I was looking
too
for
late.
artists. TD told me to go get Nip. I went and seek Nipped out of all the people I already been interviewing and talking to. And he was the shining light. He was the diamond in a pile of whatever. He was a diamond. Let me respect my other homies. He was a diamond in a pile of other diamonds, but
He was a bigger diamond.
He was a shine.
Yeah.
He was the
VVS.
He was the VVS.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we had made a couple of moves and was trying to move through a couple of doors, and I vastly found out that I couldn't go through these doors. So that's when I went and got Steve Lobel. And I went and got Steve. Let Steve hear the music. Steve felt the same way I felt about the music, and I was like, boom. So I signed Nipsey to Unique Music, to my
That's UNEEK.
to Aramis Astrodome, to my label, Unique Music. And then Steve was 10% management, and I was 10% management because it made no sense for us to go get another manager.
Right.
And so we started pushing on that. So I signed him to it. We signed to a 10-year production contract. We started in 2009, which will end 2019.
Crazy.
Hello. But
So you see that little hello? That's not a
When did Nip die? 2019. And I got laughed after he said once his contract ended, Nip died.
good look.
I ain't tripping off of that because, it is what it is. But I do have that. You know what I mean? So
Wait, so your deal with Nipsey was 10 years?
it's 10 years.
Was it 10?
10 years, 25% of publishing to Aramis Astrodome.
Oh, wow. So 09 to 2019.
09 to 2019.
And they're going to use this in the trial. I guarantee it.
So technically, Victory Lap.
Hello.
Okay. Wow.
Wow. So now watch him on No Jumper.
So he faced something and stuff like that. He was
that's the worst
Nipsey
part.
just got killed. I'm like 6-0. I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey and I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it? I was
Nipsey
like,
answered.
Nipsey answered. He answered the phone. So after I talked to Nipsey and I was like, yeah, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that. I'll see you later or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey.
You get a call from Big U telling you Nipsey just got killed.
Yeah.
You panic, call Nip. Nip answered the phone.
Yeah.
And
Because
30 minutes after you get off the phone with Nip, he get killed.
Yep.
Why is he talking about this on
And Whack over there just eating this shit up. Like, nigga, look at his face. Look at Whack face. Nigga, you snitching on yourself. But the bad thing is Big U called him before Nip got killed saying Nip got killed. And he calls Nip and talks to Nip. And Nip wasn't dead yet. And then later on, a few minutes later, he gets called saying Nip got killed. So you connected to 2 murders, Big U. And Loose Cannon, you accomplished.
on a broadcast.
I got it
So
all
you
on
think he hit
TV,
you
so-
a little too early?
Yep, he hit me a little bit too early because the homie Shitty.
This is fair game. This is absolute fair game. And guess what? If he doesn't testify, how
You see, Whack was like, oh, you niggas is stupid. See, Whack could talk about some shit, but he ain't snitching on himself, it don't seem like.
does this come in? Wouldn't it be hearsay? No, it wouldn't be hearsay because it's a conversation between.
No, y'all
co-conspirators.
telling on yourselves.
That's not hearsay in the federal world. All right, we're gonna do one more of these, and this is Loose Cannon, or we should say Loose Lips, because he's gonna sink his own ship. And listen to what he has to say about the PNB Rock murder.
Rock got killed in the
Roscoe's. So I felt it was like super messed up because at the end of the day, it was me and Big Useless in there when it happened. So
And they called him
when
Big
it happened,
Useless.
I wish I could have just told him like, bro, just give up the jury.
And they called him Big Useless. So the nigga you hanging out with, you ended up not fucking with him. Or you got a problem with it. So now you gonna snitch and say you was part of something.
And we get it back to so I felt it was like super messed up because at the end of the day, it was me and Big Useless in there when it happened. So when it happened, I wish I could have just told him like, bro, just give up the jury and we get it back to you later. But it just happened so fast, and he wasn't.
He's telling you that he's part of this.
You was there.
So let's say you and I agree to rob a liquor store, but I don't know you have a gun. And, I'm not there for a murder. I'm just there for the cash that's in the register. But you fucking shoot somebody anyway. Guess what? Part
You're
of the whole
accomplice.
thing. So if
You're
he's
accomplice.
doing the negotiating for somebody to check in and they get shot for not checking in, he's guilty of aiding and abetting his murder.
He wasn't cooperating, and that's when they took it off of them by force. You get what I'm saying?
Who's they?
What do you say to a person who won't give up their jury when something like that's happening?
No, give it up and then check in with the real people. So
And what is that? Checking with the real people. So okay,
You know the
I just got
niggas
robbed.
who robbed
Now I'm
you.
gonna go in and check in with the people because I probably got robbed by you guys,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm gonna go check in with you guys, and you're gonna take a portion and give me something back, and then he got killed because of that.
we're gonna find the jury and we're gonna get it because we know all the pawn shops, we know all the people that's gonna melt it down and everything like that. So as soon as it comes on their table, we got it. Okay, get it, go in the back room, make that phone call, put them on the phone. That's how it works.
On a podcast talking about this. So Big U's detention hearing is for March 31st, and his arraignment set for April 8th.
I've never seen this shit. I thought it was bad with like youngsters snitching on themselves, but these street older niggas, they're a little bit older. These street niggas on this No Jumper podcast, oh, they be snitching on themselves. Who in jail? 4 extras in jail. Now Brick Baby, he was on there snitching. He in jail. Loose Cannon, Big U, and then it's a bunch of other Rolling 60s gang members. Big U, if he just had something to do with Nipsey, bro, 2 murders, he gonna get life. Other niggas, they probably gonna get some years, but you all told on yourself. But yeah, that's the video, man. Check out Bruce Rivers' channel. He's dope, bro. But if you like this video, like it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification button so you stay on top of what we're doing. Until next time, we out of here. Peace.